All right, so welcome everybody. Malcolm, welcome. I just saw you come on now. So nice to see you. Hello. Oh, you make me happy just seeing your face. So welcome to you guys that are already on, and there's some more people going to join. So I'll just minimize all the faces on the screen here and just get right into it. Okay, guys, thank you so much for making the time. I just commend you on the investment that you're going to make in the time taken to listen to this. And I will, if it's okay with you, ask you, speak and chime in as much as you want. I'm just going to mute, I think it's Faye. I can hear a little bit of noise in the background, but you can unmute your microphone at any time and come on. So this is going to be recorded only because some people can't attend tonight at the time zone, but they do want to hear it. So essentially, for those of you who know me, I don't have to introduce myself. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Jeanine. And just in brief, I'm a trainer of a program called the Silva Method. And what I'm going to share tonight, called the 4 key skills to take charge of your life, is actually based on the Silva Method. So what is it? It's a 4-day personal development program. And I'm probably sharing about 2 to 3% of the actual program. However, the Silva Method absolutely changed my life about 10 years ago. And I went from the worst place in my life to really just turning everything around and starting to, things got better and better for me. And it's because of this program. I had many other personal development programs, but this one absolutely changed my life. So that's why I dedicated my life now to teach it to others. And then I'm also John Maxwell certified. John Maxwell is the world's #1 leadership author and speaker. So I've just come back recently from the US, went to his event. I go every year. And I also certified Nancy, who works for me. She's also now certified as a John Maxwell leadership speaker, trainer, coach. So I'm very happy about that. All right. So the founder of the Silva Method, if any of you don't know what the program is, just Google Jose Silva. Tons of information will come up, and you can Google for yourselves more about the program and this wonderful man. He's not around anymore, but he really was a genius, way ahead of his time, because this program has been public since 1966, and he researched it for 22 years before. All right, so let's get into it. So I'm talking about 4 key skills tonight, but before I get into that, can you relate to any of this? Whenever I go to any organization and present this talk to them, I always hear the same things. People say work is highly stressful for everyone. I just want to add, it's not just for people at work, it's for people at school. It's even stressful for people in kindy. And I'm not kidding. Doesn't matter if you're 2 years old, they're suffering from stress. Everyone is suffering from stress today. I think if you're not suffering from stress, you're not breathing. And it's really true. So sometimes we're not even aware of it, but we do experience stress and we just become accustomed to it. And if any of you, I'll get into the symptoms of it, but your health is one of the first ways to show you if you're having any experience of stress or not. Then decision making is a key skill required. We hear that a lot, and that many managers or supervisors or leaders in organizational teams say they wish their people took more decisions and were more accountable on their own and never left the decisions all up to a bottleneck. That's another one. And then intuition is another thing that people mention being very valuable. They say you can make decisions without having all the facts, which is so true if you've got the intuition. So if you think of a man like Steve Jobs, there was no way he had all the information, firstly, because he was a trend setter. So he could only look at history data. How could he have come up with the innovations that he's come up with? It was through intuition. So intuition is really very valuable for helping guide us in our life to the right opportunities and the right decisions when we don't have all the facts. And then when it comes to goal setting and goal achievement, yes, everywhere we are, that's a major focus. I'm going to talk about that a little bit tonight. It seems obvious, but it's good to mention it because that's what everyone's really doing wherever they are in their personal life, in their work life. Right, so the 4 key skills that I'm going to cover off tonight are these 4 things. Firstly, it's the ability to relax, to actually stay calm and focused, even when you're under pressure. This is really all about managing and reducing stress. I'm just going to mute. Hi, Monica. Thank you for joining.
Hi there.
Welcome. You can ask questions, any of you at any time. I may just mute your mics if I'm hearing a bit of background noise, but please, you've got your own mute button. Talk at any time, and I encourage you to participate. Okay, so number one, how to remain calm and focused even under pressure. This skill as number one is the foundation. I have to stress it's the most important one of all four, because if we don't get the first one down pat and actually create this ability to really relax and stay calm no matter what's happening, nothing else in our life is very effective or easy to achieve. Stress is the foundation. We have to manage that. Secondly, it's having clearly defined and meaningful goals. Now, you people may say, Jeanine, that's obvious. We all know we should have clearly defined goals. You hear it all the time. Every personal development person says it. The truth is that statistics show if you ask 100 people, what do you really want out of life in any area of your life, in every area of your life, they can't just answer you straight away. They have to think about it. Secondly, the goals are not just to be clear, they also need to be meaningful. Otherwise, what is the purpose of years and years going by if the goals we set have no meaning? If our lives have no meaning? So when I say have meaning, it means that there's a purpose to them, they fulfill you, and hopefully they add value to others as well. And then about how to achieve them. We all want to know how to achieve our goals faster, so I'll touch on that. The third one is huge, overcoming self-limiting beliefs. We all have them. I do, you do, everybody has limiting beliefs. The challenge is we don't know what they are. So I'll talk about how to know what they are and then how to overwrite them. Self-limiting beliefs, you can kind of identify in your life where you're stuck and wish there was change in that area and things don't change. You kind of see yourself bumping your head against the same issues month in and month out, even year in and year out. Okay, then number 4, really important. How do we make smarter decisions? Smarter decisions. Ask yourself, if I suddenly, just like that overnight, was twice as good at making decisions as was at compared to what I was yesterday, how much more successful do you think you'd be? That's a really good question, and I'll tell you why. In the famous book, Think and Grow Rich, there's a whole chapter dedicated to decision. And it clearly says, in not just that book, but others, successful people have the ability to make decisions quickly, and they hardly ever change them. Unsuccessful people are notorious for taking a long time to make decisions, and they change them often. So making smarter decisions is a skill. I call it the 4 key skills. It's an actual skill which you can develop. The other one is to recognize the right opportunities for you. We have so many things cross our path. How do we know that's the one I need to go for? That's the event I need to attend. That's the course I need to take, or the book I need to read, or the person I need to catch up with. How do we do this? Well, 2 things, accessing our creativity and our intuition. So the question is, how do you develop that? So I'll tell you about that later on. Here's a quote from John Maxwell. It says, if you want to reach your goals and fulfill your potential, become intentional about your personal growth. Because it's true, it will change your life. And sadly, many people, many people, they stop growing and learning when they leave school or university. We should be learning every day of our life, regardless of age. My father's 84, and I tell you, he's the biggest student on the planet. He's always reading something. He's always learning. He's always watching documentaries. He never stops learning, and he's a happy, really healthy guy at 84. So this is really true. Personal growth will change your life. Okay, just to add, those 4 key skills, by the way, are timeless. They'll exist no matter what area you're in. They existed 1,000 years ago. They'll still exist 1,000 years from now. And those 4 skills are really, as simple as it seems, and maybe optimistic, the only 4 skills you need to absolutely ensure you live a happy and successful life. And they're just really only 4. So I'm going to help you with these 4 tonight and give you some tips and techniques you can take away and apply in your life straight away. Okay, the screen is black. Let me start off by saying, science today. Science has proven that each and every one of us have a blueprint to how much money we earn, how healthy we are, how much happiness we experience, how much love we give or receive in our relationships. Really everything, all areas of your life. We have a blueprint that determines these results. And this blueprint is called our conditioning, or what psychologists like to term our paradigm. So if we look at this definition of a paradigm, it says a paradigm is a mental program, so it's your thoughts, how you think, mental program, that has almost exclusive control over our habitual behavior. And almost all of our behavior is habitual. I'm going to unmute all your mics for a second. I want to ask you, where do you think this paradigm comes from? Where does it originate? We all have it. Where do we get it?
Environment and upbringing.
Thank you, Monica. Yes, 100%. Our environment and our upbringing. So between age 0 and 7, it's called the imprint phase. The baby's brain until 7 years of age has no ability to analyze or reject an idea. So everything they hear, they believe. Doesn't matter if it's true or false. Everything they hear, they believe. So all their parents, relatives, school, the media, other loving people or caregivers, whatever they are saying creates the belief system of a child. So the truth is, we're actually not responsible for our conditioning. However, we are responsible for changing it, because every one of us have got enormous potential, unlimited potential. It's been proven. Maslow proved it years ago. You have infinite potential. There's no end to what you can do.
Yeah.
If you want to do more, you need to absolutely unlock that potential, and that comes from changing your paradigm, your conditioning. You've got to get over limiting beliefs that we have. So I'm going to talk about this tonight, because the Silva method, the program that this is based on, is all about changing this blueprint, changing this paradigm. Why? To get different results. So the secret to success is not having more willpower. Seriously, applying more effort, more hard work, or good luck, or favoritism, or having more talent. It's your mind. Your success is all about your mind. The greatest discovery you'll ever make is the potential of your mind, because your potential is absolutely unlimited. So how do we harness that potential? So this is what I often say, whether it's out loud or in my mind, when people come to me and they say, you know, I've wanted these changes, or want these things, I'm just going to run through them. And it's not that I'm being sarcastic and I'm not being demeaning. I'm genuinely wanting to ask this question. If you've wanted, let's say, to manage and reduce stress, why haven't you, if you've wanted to, why haven't you yet managed and reduced stress, or improved your self-image, or found your life's purpose, or improved your memory, increased your income, reduced your weight, improved your health, increased your self-confidence, improved relationships? Why? Or to trust your intuition to guide your life? Or if you've got bad habits, why haven't you stopped them? If you know they're bad and you don't want them, why haven't you stopped them? Or if people are having any of these issues, why aren't you sleeping soundly every night if that's what you want? Or feeling more alive, or being better at public speaking, or growing spiritually, or having a more positive attitude? So when I ask why, whether it's out loud or in my head, it's a genuine question. There's so many things we want in our life and we want change. Why don't we have this change? If it was so easy, we would all have it. So I'm going to show you now why it's not that easy. Every one of us struggle in some areas of our life to get better results. So I'm going to explain it this way. This is a stick diagram by a very clever Dr. Thurman Fleet many years ago. Said, we know what the brain is like, but we don't know what the mind is, or how we can understand it. So you made this simple picture of the stick man, because if we have a picture, we can understand it. So let's assume the top half of the mind is the conscious mind, and the bottom half is the subconscious mind. Well, it's the subconscious mind that controls our behavior, our body, all movements that we do in our body, whether we're answering a phone, eating with a knife and fork, how we respond to a compliment, how we respond to an insult, how we get dressed, everything we do, how we go shopping, how we make decisions, how we plan, how we save money, spend money, whatever it is. All our behaviors are driven by the subconscious mind programming, this paradigm. And obviously our behaviors give us our results. So my question to you is, this subconscious mind that's driving our behaviors, when it's running and we're just getting our behaviors, what percentage of the time do you think we are on autopilot, where our behaviors are run by the subconscious? That means below subconscious, below our awareness, our conscious level of awareness. What percentage of the time do you think we're on autopilot? Any guesses? I'm going to just unmute some mics here.
80%.
How much?
80.
80? Any other guesses? Doesn't matter if you're right or wrong, just shout out.
What's your guess?
How much?
60.
60. We've got 60, we've got 80. Anybody else?
90.
90. Who said that?
Fair.
Faye. Very good, Faye. It's 90 to 96%. Can you believe we are on autopilot? So we think we are consciously controlling our lives. The truth is we are not controlling our lives. There's this paradigm, this programming that's driving 90 to 96% of all our behaviors, all the decisions we are making. In the subconscious mind are all our habits, and almost everything we do is habitual. We saw that in the previous slide on the paradigm. In our subconscious mind are all our beliefs. Our beliefs determine our reality. Our self-confidence is in our subconscious mind. Our self-worth, even your weight, how much you weigh, underweight, overweight, is a subconscious imprint, and it will keep you at that weight unless you change that self-image. So my question to you is, if you wanted to get better results in your life, are you more effective to reprogram the subconscious, or would you be more effective to use the conscious mind with effort and willpower? Where do you think you'd get the most effective and long-lasting results? Working on the conscious mind, using effort, willpower, or reprogramming the subconscious?
Subconscious.
100%. Who said that, Liz?
Yeah.
Well done. High five to you. Yeah, 100%. It's the subconscious mind. So here's a big question. How many times more effective do you think it is? Not what percentage. How many times more effective do you think it is to reprogram at the subconscious level than to try to do things with your effort, with your willpower? Any guesses? And any guesses are good, so shout out.
You guess. If subconscious is 90%, it should be.
Give me a number. 1,000, 100, 10,000. How many times more effective do you think it is?
10.
10. 10 times or 10,000 times?
I don't know. 10.
Yeah,
10,000.
according to neuroscience, it's 30,000 times more effective to get different results in your life by reprogramming at the subconscious level. So you may say, Jeanine, how do I do that? Well, you can either do that through repetition. That's why people use affirmations. Repeat, repeat, repeat. I'm successful, I'm healthy and in perfect weight, whatever it may be. Or through emotion. So anything that we highly engage emotionally makes impressions in the subconscious mind. That's why if you ever get a huge fright over something as a child, you're generally afraid of that thing for the rest of your life. If a dog bites a 2-year-old, it's most likely that person will be afraid of dogs unless something really shifts for the rest of their life because of emotion, that highly emotional experience. So the best way to reprogram the subconscious mind is what we do in the Silva method. We calm the mind down, quieten the conscious mind through meditation, and then use visualization to make impressions on the subconscious mind. So visualizing is the answer. Visualizing is 30,000 times more effective to change your results than to try and use effort and willpower. And the best example is weight loss. If it was so easy to reduce weight, everyone on the planet would be perfect weight. And it's a massive issue all over the world with obesity. And the reason is that people try and do it with effort. If they just reprogram the subconscious mind, automatically their behaviors would change and they would start getting the results they wanted. Remember, it's the paradigm, that's that mental program that has almost exclusive control over your habitual behavior. Okay, so just to tell you, in the Silva method, it's a scientifically proven step-by-step program of very easy to learn structured techniques for personal health, success, happiness, and 2 days are spent on intuition. And what we do is we reprogram at the subconscious level, which automatically changes our behaviors without effort and willpower. It's automatic, and that will change our results. So highly, highly effective, guaranteed results. Let me show you a few. That lady at the top there, Anne-Marie, she came to do the Silva method. She had insomnia for 12 years. The first night of the 4-day course was the best night's sleep she had in 12 years. And by the second night, she slept right through. She used to go to a sleep clinic. She's gone to numerous doctors before the Silva method, and she couldn't get over insomnia. She stopped suffering from insomnia literally from the second night of doing the course, and that was now already a couple of years ago. Hundreds of thousands of people have done the same around the world. Below, that beautiful lady, Pooja, she's a Silva method trainer in Singapore, and she got her certificate the same time as I did when I became a trainer. The guy in the middle is our trainer, Ken. And she fell out of a 2-story building at 22 years of age, broke her neck, damaged her nerve bundle, and was paralyzed from the neck down. Clinically diagnosed quadriplegic. She had the awareness of the Silva method already at 22, and she had a lot of awareness about mind-body healing, and she told the doctors, I'll walk again. And they said, look, you know, you quadriplegic, it's permanent, it's paralysis. And she said, I will walk again. In fact, I'll climb Mount Kilimanjaro. Well, I kid you not, in 7 years, she was back to perfect health and no pain. So she got back her mobility quicker, but it took her all in all 7 years to absolutely recover from no pain. And she's in perfect health today. And she did climb Mount Kilimanjaro about 4 years ago. Now, the reason I love sharing this story is, one, I didn't make this up. I've met this lady. And two, if we can overcome full body paralysis by using visualization in a meditative state, imagine what you could do in your life with your goals. And I have to say, paralysis is not a permanent condition. It's a limiting belief that was held by the medical industry for centuries. And as I said earlier, what we believe becomes our reality. Most things are not facts, they are beliefs. We often think things are facts, but they're just beliefs. So when the first person recovered from paralysis, he's called the Miracle Man. You can look him up on YouTube. When he did it, countless other people said, well, if he could do it, maybe I could do it. And slowly but surely today, if you start Googling how many people recovered from paralysis, you'll find countless stories. So I'm just telling you this to make you aware it's not true that it's permanent. And look what the power of the mind can do. We have unlimited potential. If anyone knows Dr. Joe Dispenza, he wrote the book, You Are the Placebo. He himself teaches this today, mind-body healing, the power of the mind over the body to heal. He himself was hit by a car, flung into the air and crushed his spine. And he was told by 2 or 4 orthopedic surgeons and neurosurgeons, if he doesn't have the operation, he'll be paralyzed from the waist down. He never had the operation, and he swore to himself he will do everything he can by using his mind to heal his body. And if it does happen, he'll dedicate his life to helping other people with this awareness. And that's what he does today, Dr. Joe Dispenza. When it comes to weight management, here's this lady, she lost 35 kilograms doing the Silva method, and she's never put them on again. I mentioned it's sustainable and never put it on again because you reprogram the subconscious mind. So the image of yourself and what you weigh changes, and how you look changes. If you just use effort and willpower and don't change that self-image, it will try to bring you back. The paradigm wants you to stay the same. The subconscious mind wants you to stay the same. It will do anything. You will self-sabotage, make wrong choices to go back to the same of whatever's in that paradigm, in that program. So by reprogramming and creating a new image here, you'll automatically take the right behaviors. Your metabolism will even change, and you will hit the image that your subconscious mind holds. So here's a great example. Okay, this is just some pics of my Silva Method graduates. I love them. I've got a whole heap of them. One of them is on the call here tonight with me, which is Joanna. I'm so glad that she's just come to review. Love you. You're awesome. But this really is my family, my graduates. And why I'm mentioning this is any personal development guru will tell you, if you want to be better at whatever it is, hang around with like-minded people. And we do. We get together. We support each other. We have graduate programs. And really, it's a good like-minded group of people to help support each other. Just before I get into the 4 key skills, the Silva Method's been around for 52 years in over 110 countries. All those faces there, those people quite famous like Dr. Wayne Dyer, Deepak Chopra, etc., they all did the Silva Method before they were famous. Each and every one of them have dedicated, in one of their books, not dedicated, they've credited the Silva Method with unlocking their potential and letting their skills like flow out of them, their talents flow out of them. So really, it's just about going into what we call dynamic meditation, not passive. Passive is clearing the mind and quieting the mind. The Silva Method is we're going to meditation to calm the mind, but then we actively engage the mind through creative visualization, guided imagery, mental rehearsal. And that's how we reprogram the subconscious mind. And the techniques are very, very simple and very easy. And then we also spend 2 days out of the 4 developing intuition. It's the only program in the world that's scientifically proven to significantly enhance your intuition in just 4 days. So let me carry on. How to remain calm and focused even under pressure. I'm going to unmute your mics and I want you to all shout out as much as you can, as fast as you can. What do you think are some early warning signs of stress? Anything. Go. There's no right, there's no wrong. I just want a lot of contribution here. Go all at the same time.
Illness, headaches.
100%. Illness and headache. Yep. Bad health. Yes. What else?
Complaining.
Say that again. Complaining.
Yeah.
Yes. Correct. What else?
Accidents.
Very good. Accidents. Yes. Anything else?
Irritation.
Very good. Thank you. Irritation. Yes. Short-tempered.
Anger.
Anger. Good. What else?
Frustration.
Mm-hmm.
Not being heard. The list goes on.
Yes. 100%. Anything else? Emotional or physical?
Nervous, when you're nervous.
When you're nervous, yes. And if you're nervous for extended periods of time, it leads to anxiety, which becomes a habitual pattern of reaction, of state of stress. What else?
Insomnia.
Yeah, insomnia, full on. It affects our sleep. Good. What else?
You lose your appetite.
Yes. Or what's the other side of the coin?
Overeating.
Yeah, we eat wrong, we eat too much. So let's have a look what we've mentioned here. We've mentioned most of them. Also not being able to cry, or to cry too easily, or not being able to laugh. When something's really funny and everyone's laughing, you go, oh, like, you know, that's funny. You just don't have your sense of humor because you're really under stress. One of the worst feelings there is overwhelm. Terrible. or that feeling of being fearful? Out of the physical ones, you've mentioned all of them. I'd like to just point out fatigue.
Mm.
How tired we get when we're stressed. We just drain energy. Or memory. How many people think they have a problem with their memory? I want to just tell you, I don't know who you are, I don't know much about you, but I can tell you, if you wish you had a better memory, there's nothing wrong with your memory. There's stress that affects your ability to access your memory. You probably have an issue with stress. You probably have very good memory. Okay, so now when it comes to behaviors, I want to know what we consume. We've already said we either don't eat, or we overeat, or we eat the wrong things. What else do we consume when we are stressed?
Alcohol.
Thank you. Alcohol, good. What else?
Smoking.
Smoking. Yes, perfect. What else?
Sugars.
Yes, sugar, chocolate. Good. One more.
Drugs.
Drugs. Okay, yes. Two more. Sorry, then there's another one. Yeah, drugs. Two. What do we do when we're tired at 2, 3 in the afternoon?
Coffee.
Coffee. Okay. So let me ask you, why do you think we consume those things? You all guessed them right, so there must be some common ground here. Why those? Why don't we go for carrot sticks and celery?
They are counteracting the need that you have.
Yeah, so they make you feel what?
Better.
Quite right, 100%. They make you feel better. They make us feel good. And the reason is that those things cause the brain to release two chemicals, serotonin and dopamine. The one makes you feel good and the other one makes you sleep well. Now, did you know that deep belly breathing, I'm talking about in your belly, not your upper chest, deep, slow belly breathing is a natural antidote to stress, and it causes the brain to release serotonin and dopamine. And it's free. So, the first tip I have for you to take away if you're making notes, how to remain calm and focused even under pressure. How in your life do you manage and reduce stress? Meditate daily. So, does anybody here meditate daily? Just say yes.
Yes.
Fantastic. High five. That's Joanna, Silva grad. Anyone else? No? Anyone meditate from time to time?
Yes.
Good. Anyone never meditate?
Yeah.
Well, then I'm so glad you're on this webinar. There's many tips for tonight, but if there's only one that you're going to take away for yourself is this is the most effective way to become a person who's calm and focused even under pressure. There is really no other way. There are many options out there. I can tell you, you could say, all right, we know, to manage, we've got to meditate. Okay, it's one thing to know that meditation is good, but it's completely something else to actually do it daily, practice it daily, integrate it into your life, apply it in your life, so that over time you become that person who's calm and focused even under pressure. And meditating daily, it says they create a resourceful state. You become used to the feeling of being relaxed. You're training your brain, you're training your body, so that when you are stressed, it's amplified. It jumps out at you, it feels real off. But then you know how to go back and be calm. And the more you practice meditation, seriously, the calmer the person you become over time. So I do have a Silva long relaxation meditation. You can get it off the website that's there below. It's 26 minutes. It's equivalent to 4 hours of natural sleep for the mind and the body. I would recommend doing it every day. If you do it and you meditate daily, then do it once a week. But if you're not meditating daily, start doing the long relax if you can every day. It's 26 minutes. It's long. You will come to relax so deeply. If you've never done it before, you will wonder, where's this thing been hiding your whole life? It feels so amazing. Okay, that's tip number 1. Anybody want to guess what are the benefits of meditation? Alpha is just slow brainwave state where your brainwaves about half as fast as they are now. So anybody want to guess what are the benefits of meditation?
You get clarity.
Clarity, good, yes.
Focus.
Focus, good. Any more?
A good link to your intuition.
Who said intuition?
Monica.
Monica, thank you so much for mentioning that. High five. You cannot access your intuition under stress, 100%. So the more we meditate, the more access we have to our intuition. In fact, during meditation, we often get amazing intuitive insights. Or who gets the best ideas in the shower? Who gets the best ideas in the bath? Why? Because you're in a relaxed state. Alpha is the most stable brainwave state, and it's when we are relaxed. Any more benefits? Here they are. It actually dissolves your stress chemicals in your body whilst you're meditating. Did you know that if you meditated every day, even for just 15 minutes, after 30 days, you would naturally lower your blood pressure, lower your cholesterol, and stabilize your blood sugar. Your immune system is boosted through meditation. Maximum healing occurs in the alpha state. If you meditate every day, for those of you who do, you know, you start to live with a feeling of more inner peace. Can I tell you, my friends, people, when you ask them, what do you want in life, they mention all kinds of things, and often material things or love. The thing us as human beings really want is inner peace. We really do. Meditation can give you that. We spoke about being clear focused, more productive, having more energy, intuition, Monica mentioned. That feeling of being in the flow state, of having synchronicities, or taking inspired action. It's not hard work. It's like great. You feel inspired to take the action, or being more creative. So those are some of the benefits of meditation. Okay, so tip number 1 is meditate daily. Secondly, I want to ask you, who here has heard that words affect your brain?
You are what you think.
You are what you think. Okay, so give me an example of words affecting what you are. What could you say to yourself that would make you perform better, and what could you say to yourself that will make you perform worse?
When you say you can't do it.
100%. I can't do it. Can't. Yep. So you got it. Whatever we say to ourselves affects us. There's a book written by 2 neuroscientists there, Andrew Newberg and Mark Waldman, How Words Can Change Your Brain. The thing is, your subconscious mind takes everything literally. Your subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between imagination and reality. So if you even repeatedly tell yourself something that's not true, you'll eventually believe it. And then someone will never be able to convince you that it's not true. You'll believe it. It'll become your belief. So if we say things and we think we don't mean them, like, I'm sick and tired of the traffic, your subconscious mind takes that literally. And the reason is, when you go back to the stickman diagram, the top half, the conscious mind, can accept or reject an idea. If you're listening to me and you don't agree with what I'm saying, you can reject that idea. You can say, Jeanine, I don't believe that, and that's nonsense, and I'm not accepting it. However, your subconscious mind doesn't have the ability to reject an idea. I don't know if you knew that. So everything you hear, it takes literally. So if you say, I'm sick and tired of the traffic, your brain says, I'm sick. I am tired. If you say that repeatedly, after 10 times, you're going to say, okay, we've got 10 orders of sick and tired coming up. Let's deliver it. Here you are. The next thing, you're feeling sick and you're feeling tired. And that's not an exaggeration. All right, so the first word that came up, I think it was Liz who said can't. Let's have a quick speed test or speed race here around the words. Give me any words that are negative words that we say to ourselves.
Won't.
Won't, thank you. Yep, what else?
Mm.
Hate.
Hate. Hate causes our stomach to produce acid the minute we say the word, even if there's no context.
I should.
I should. Excellent. Yes, do you know why?
Because it's not accepting like what it is.
Well, if you say I should have remembered to bring that along. It creates guilt.
And a judgment.
Mm.
What did you say, Monica?
And judgment against
And thank you. Yes, and judgment. And we feel guilt and judgment. So instead of saying I should have remembered to bring it, you could say I could have brought it along, or I could remember next time to bring it along. Every time we use the word should, even though we don't really realize that it's like something we're not even potentially aware of, we create guilt and judgment, and we run ourselves down. We diminish our own self-image and our own self-confidence. Excellent. What else? Any other words?
Can I just add, should also brings on shame as well. You know, like you've got guilt and then you've also got shame associated with that word should.
100%. Definitely. Very true. Thank you for saying that. Yep. Any other words? Or sayings? Or phrases? What about the word try? Why is try a negative word?
Someone's better than you. Like you say someone's better. Someone's better than you.
Just say that again.
When you say someone's better than you.
Oh, yes. Thank you. That's great. I don't have that on my list. I'm going to add that. That's really good. When you're saying someone's better than you. Very good. And I'll just add, comparison is the thief of joy.
Ooh, yes, nice one.
I did a blog on that today. It's coming to my next blog. It'll come out. Comparison is the thief of joy. And we should teach small children that. If they can understand that from 2-3 years of age, however you explain it to them, you'll help them. Because we naturally, as children, compare everything. Her lollipop's bigger than mine. I want the red one. She's got the red one, whatever it is. Anyway, getting back to the topic. Why is try a negative word?
Because why you're trying and you're not achieving. Because you're always still in that state of trying.
Correct. And we presuppose failure. Because if I said, hey, Monica, I'll try and see you at 7, I may not be there. I may be there. But if I said I'm going to, I will see you at 7, I'm committed.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's leaving space for failure.
That's right. Perfect. Any others? Any other negative words or phrases? Anything?
Maybe.
Maybe. I agree with maybe. Yep. It's not committed. Any more? Impossible? There's no such thing as impossible. Should be cut out of the dictionary. Never and always. Never and always are red flags. Never say never, actually, because there's no such thing as never. And there's no such thing as always. And when you're talking to people, you create miscommunication. If you say to them, if you say to someone, like in your family, who you can get away with saying this to, you're never on time. It's not true that they're never on time. Maybe in your perception, they're often late. But if you said you're not on time today, they'd be more receptive to saying, yes, it's true, and I'll do better next time. But if you say you're never on time, that's like puts a person on the defense. They're not receptive to talking about it. Or if you say always, you always late. It's not always. Also the word but. Why is but a negative word? If I said I love you, but
Everything before the but is a lie.
correct. It just negates everything you said before. Now let's talk about the word don't. If I said don't think about the blue elephant with a blue handbag with blue toenails and blue tail, I can't say don't think of it, because the minute I say don't, you'll see the picture. So we do the same thing. When we put everything we say or everything we're thinking is actually in pictures. I don't know if you know that the brain works in pictures. So if you said to a person, don't slam the door, the picture in the head is slam the door. If you said to a child, don't spill your drink, the picture is spill the drink. So we're actually putting the image of what we don't want in there. We are saying what it is that we don't want when we should actually be saying what we do want. So any time that we focus on what we don't want, it's negative. The brain's getting the wrong programming continuously. Okay, we mentioned hate. Tired. How many people do you know, when you ask them, how are you, they say, I'm tired. Always say, I'm tired. If people always say they're tired, I can tell you they're always tired. You'll find those people are always tired, the ones who say they're always tired, because they keep telling themselves, I'm tired. Pain in the butt, pain in the neck. I love the story. Ken, my trainer, who trained me in the Silva method, he had a lady who kept saying pain in the butt, pain in the butt. Everything was a pain in the butt. So one day he joked with her and he said, so tell me, how's it going with your lower back pain there? And she went, oh, Ken, how did you know? Are you psychic? Come on. How did you know? So he said, no, I'm not psychic. You keep saying pain in the butt. So she said, but you don't think it's that really? And he said, yeah, I really do. Quit saying it. Just quit saying it and see how it happens. Also, the phrase, I can't stand this and I can't stand that. I had a lady in my Silva class, Claire. The minute we mentioned this in the class, she just had such an epiphany. She had problems with her legs her whole life. And her mother, she said, and her have always used the phrase, can't stand things. And she said, I'm committed from today to never say that again. And I'm not kidding. I saw her last week. We had coffee. And her legs are better. And she honestly says that it's because she stopped telling herself that she can't stand things. So I'm just letting you know, it might seem extreme. This is really, really true. It's critical. It's also a danger zone phrase. Critical is ICU. Critical is the war zone. So we use it in business. We shouldn't say things are critical because they're really not critical. They're very important. So the solution here is, the next tip for you is something, a pattern interrupter. In the Silva method, it's called cancel, cancel. The cancel, cancel technique. So what you do is, if you ever say a negative phrase, like, I'm tired, never use I'm tired again, by the way. I'm just letting you know. It's not to be used from today on. You say cancel, cancel, and then you reframe it with a positive one. So what we would say if we're tired is, let me ask you, what do you want more of when you're tired?
Sleep.
Right. You want more sleep or you want more energy? Either one is fine. You can say, we say, I'm tired, cancel, cancel. I could do with more energy right now. So help me change this one. I can't learn this. What's the first thing?
I can't.
No, the first, in other words, correct me. If I said, I can't learn this, what's the first thing you say?
Cancel, cancel.
Yep, and then what do you reframe it with?
I can learn this.
Exactly. I can learn this. Somehow, some way. You can learn it for sure. What they do with children at school now, there's something called the growth mindset. When a child says can't, they've got to put yet at the end. I can't do this yet. With practice, I can. They've got to finish it. So I'll just help you with some of the others. Anytime you use never and always, just cancel, cancel, and make it true. What are you saying right now, specifically? But it's not never, not always. Or instead of using but, use and. See if you can do it. It's a challenge. I try it every day to catch myself saying but. If we can really eradicate the word but, we'd really be doing ourselves a favor. And don't, when we're saying what we don't want, cancel, cancel, say what we do want. And if you ever run yourself down, that's the big one. In any way, just say cancel, cancel, and reframe with a positive affirmation. Now, I got better and better on the screen because in the Silva method, it's like the Silva method handshake. We learn a phrase in the meditation. It's in every single meditation. It says every day in every way, I'm getting better, better, and better. So better and better. If you ever meet someone, you say, how are you? Say better and better. They go, the Silva method, because we've all done it. So from today on, if someone asks you, how are you? say better and better. Someone says, Malcolm, how's your business? Just say better and better. How's the family? Better and better. You will start to train yourself to become more positive. Now, why this is important? I don't know if you know these statistics, but we have on average 70,000 thoughts a day. Any guess what percentage of those are negative? Any guess?
At least half.
More than that. 80 to 87% of our thoughts are negative, and they go undetected by the conscious mind. So if we can become more aware, and every time we're aware of a negative word or phrase, you say cancel, cancel, you interrupt that neural pathway, that basic, like a pathway of thought, neural pathway, you interrupt it. With cancel, cancel, it literally interrupts that pathway, and then you override with a positive statement. Bit by bit, over time, you're going to become slowly and incrementally more of a positive thinker. Now, this sounds so simple. I have to say this. This is one of the most underestimated techniques. Absolutely, if you applied this with all your effort in your life, it would change your life. Negative thoughts have negative outcomes. Positive thoughts have positive outcomes. A negative thought can never ever give you a positive outcome. So if we can slowly but surely change thought by thought and reduce that 80 whatever percent to more and more positive thoughts, it can change your life. Okay, so that's tip number 2. So to remain calm and focused even under pressure, meditate daily, cancel, cancel technique. For Liz and Faye, who are mom and daughter, you've got license to do that in your own home. Cancel, cancel each other if you're saying negative things about yourselves. For the rest of you, you're obviously not going to say this out loud to your boss or whoever, if someone's catastrophizing. So you say it in your head. If someone says, oh my goodness, my life's a disaster, I can jump off a bridge, just go cancel, cancel in your mind. Everything will work out fine. It'll all work out for you. Hopefully things will get better. Because even when someone else is catastrophizing, your subconscious mind can't tell the difference. It's like it's affecting you. That's why negative people do affect us. People say that, but they really do affect us because our subconscious mind takes everything literally, whatever it hears. So if someone else is saying, oh, I'm so sick, I'm so sick, I'm so sick, your subconscious mind is getting it as if you're saying it. So cancel, cancel in your mind, even if you're listening to someone else. You don't have to say it out loud. In your mind, it's fine. And if you're speaking and catch yourself running yourself down, yes, say it out loud if you want to, or even in your head, it's fine. All right. Step number 2, having clear goals and achieving them faster. To achieve our goals, we need to stay positive, motivated, and focused. So the first thing I'm going to say is we need to define what we want. Wishy-washy goals have wishy-washy outcomes. It's an absolute scientifically proven fact. People who write their goals down achieve them more than people who don't. And the reason why is because when you write something down, you clarify it. So I'm going to give you a technique that I want to promise you, if you do it the way I'm going to suggest, you're going to get different answers and more truthful answers for yourself in your life than if you did this awake in the way you are now, wide awake in the normal brain frequency state. I'm going to suggest that you go somewhere on your own for 10 minutes or whatever it is, close your eyes, do slow, deep belly breathing, and go into a meditation. Take 3 to 5 minutes to relax completely, deeply, and have these 5 questions I'm going to give you written down on a piece of paper. Then just sneaky open your eye, read the first question, and close your eye and relax again. And whatever comes up, you scribble it down. Don't question it, don't analyze it, just write it down. If you do this, what do I want reflection this way, I guarantee you your answers will be different to if you wrote these answers down right now. So give it a try. The first question is, what do I want to create? I love the word create because we're taking ownership that we create our own reality. Because even if you don't believe it, I'm here to let you know that you do create your own reality, whether you're aware of it or not. It's scientifically proven. This term that everyone talks about, the law of attraction, is just the law of vibration, which is a universal law. It applies whether we believe in it or not, and it says that like attracts like. So if you're thinking negative things, you're attracting negative things. If you're thinking grateful thoughts, you're going to attract more things in your life to make you grateful, that kind of thing. So we say, what do I want to create? Because we're owning our outcomes, we're owning our results, and we're creating our own reality. The second question is, why do I want to create this? When you say why, you introduce purpose. That gives you more motivation to achieve your goal. So what do you want to add there are the benefits. How will this make your life better and different? The next one is, what talents and strengths do I have to help me create this? I love that. We want to be in our strength zone. My kitty's meowing here. All right. We want to stay in our strength zone and do what we do well, because we all love to do things we do well, and we all dislike doing things we do badly. So yes, we want to be in our strength zone. We don't want to, I don't advise anyone, spend so much time working on your weaknesses. The only weaknesses you should work on are negative thinking, self-doubt, procrastination, things like that. But otherwise, you've got natural talents and gifts. Use your gifts as much as you can in your life. It also gives you more courage. The next one is, when do I want to create this? And the last one is, how does this relate to others? This is a benefit extension factor. If you achieved your goals, how will it improve things for others? And that's really great. It gives you a greater sense of purpose. So take the time in a meditative state to pre-write these 5 questions and then answer them when you're in like a meditation. You will have amazing results that will maybe surprise you. In the Silva method, we do something similar to this, not the exact same questions here, but similar. And we take 45 minutes of deep meditation, and people are astounded as to what comes up for them. And we use questions as well for a life purpose exercise we have. When people say they don't know what their life purpose is, and in a meditative state, answers come from a higher place, an intuitive place. Okay, that's the first thing. What do I want? Reflection. Get clear on what you want. How to achieve it? Gratitude. Gratitude journaling, everyone talks about, is nothing new. I'm just saying sometimes we know things, but we don't always practice it. That's the biggest gap. So if you could practice gratitude journaling, my suggestion is at night before you go to bed, just write a few things or 5 things or whatever you want to do, a page on what you're grateful for. The way you go to sleep is the way you wake up. You'd rather go to sleep grateful and wake up grateful than going to sleep angry and worried, whatever it may be. The next one is visualize. Everyone talks about it. The best athletes in the world, Olympic athletes, they use visualization. The best sportsmen in the world, people working in NASA, the highest performers in the world, everyone at the top level is visualizing. So I'm sure you guys do. If you don't, absolutely start the practice to visualize daily. Even 5 minutes only a day can create significant different results in your life. And I mean that. Then, of course, surround yourself with people who can support you. If you don't have them, get a meetup group, find them. Find friendship groups, whatever it is, and hang out with people who are like-minded. And I have to say this, forgive me, but I'm going to tell you straight. If there are people in your life that are bringing you down, try to limit the time you spend with them. They do affect you. And there's so much more you could be doing in your life, and so much better you could be feeling about yourself. Don't let people drag you down. Okay. Third one, how to overcome self-limiting beliefs. So the first thing is, how do we know we have a self-limiting belief? Well, it's very simple. You can only feel one of 2 ways. You can either feel good or you can feel bad. Different degrees, but you only feel 2 ways. Every time you're feeling bad, regardless of the negative emotion, it could be frustration, anger, jealousy, hatred, overwhelm, grief, boredom, whatever it may be. There's a limiting belief in there, either about yourself, someone else, or the situation. Now that sounds a bit extreme, but if you can just be open-minded to consider that for a while and write down whatever you are thinking the next time you have a negative feeling inside you, when you're feeling bad, whatever it may be. Just write down what it is. I'll give you a quick example. Silva method, as I said, changed my life about 10 years ago. I emigrated and I changed jobs, changed cities, changed industries, and it became a bit overwhelming. And for the first time in my life, I started to doubt myself. And then I suffered from stress about this. Then the more I stressed and doubted, the worse things turned out. And the worse things turned out, the more I doubted and stressed. Eventually I was in this downward spiral, lost all my self-confidence, and became physically ill for about 18 months. Couldn't get better no matter which doctor I went to because the stress was just permanently there. And at some point I was really afraid of what was going to happen with me in my job. And I came across the Silva method one night as a blessing. I was just Googling on the internet for some help. And I found the Silva method, and I found a guy's review that said he was in a sales job doing so badly he was afraid of being fired. When he did the Silva method, in just 6 months, he became top salesperson in his company. Well, I was also in a sales job. I was in business development, just a fancy word for sales. And I was struggling. So I did the Silva method, and in 5 months, everything turned around. I became top salesperson in a multinational company. I remained top salesperson for all 4 years after that I stayed with the company. I had an average of 200% sales result compared to the target. Now, I'm not telling you this to impress you. I'm telling you this to impress upon you that the Silva method worked for me. In just 5 months, my health came back, my confidence came back, and I was always on top of my game. Now, what's this got to do with limiting beliefs? Back then, when everything was down for me, I would find myself telling people I hate my job. I was very insecure and threatened by everything and scared. So I didn't like my job and I wasn't doing well. So I tell people I hate my job. And one day I realized I'm saying I hate my job. It's a negative thought. It's a negative emotion. And then I realized it's just a belief. So I made an absolute point of just convincing myself and reprogramming my brain with the idea that I absolutely love my job. I would affirm it 1,000 times on the train going to work. I would visualize myself loving my job and high-fiving everyone in the passages. That's it. And I kid you not, 5 months later, when everything turned around for me and I started to do really well, I did absolutely love my job. Now, my boss never changed. My clients never changed. The workplace never changed. I changed. So when you have negative emotion, there's a limiting belief there, and we can change it. It doesn't matter what we are talking about. So the first thing is awareness. How do you feel? If you ever catch yourself saying, oh, I'd like to go on holiday to, Hawaii, but after something you say you'd like to do is a limiting belief. I'd like to do this, but I can't afford it. I'm here to tell you it's a limiting belief. You say, oh, Jeanine, you don't understand. I really don't have the money. I'll still say it's a limiting belief. If you could change that belief, you would change your results. So your emotions here, my friends, are your guidance system. Okay, so once we're aware of our limiting beliefs, how do we overwrite them? So the first thing is create a resourceful state. What I mean by that is go back on your life and reflect on your success. Every one of us have got moments of achievement, like that guy in the picture there. Yes. So moments when you're proud of yourself, when you felt like a winner, when you're achieving something. Then what you do is you take that high point, go to a meditation, just relax, keep your eyes closed, and relive that experience. Now remember we said the subconscious mind can't tell the difference between imagination and reality. If you go and visualize a previous thing in your life where you were feeling like a champion, you create the exact same chemical releases and empowering feelings and chemical reactions throughout your body as you would if you were doing it right now with that high level of achievement. Your testosterone levels go up. Everything changes in your physiology. And you feel strong, courageous, powerful whilst you're visualizing. The minute you've done that and you feel that good feeling, you then bring in the new goal, a future state, and you visualize that straight after. So when you have a limiting belief, like let's say me and I hate my job, I want to love my job, then I first relive something that I really achieved and I felt great about it. And then I imagine myself in this new role doing so well, loving it, being praised, getting awards, whatever it may be. That's the example. And then visualize every day. And you should really, so in the Silva method, we do this in about 40 minutes, 45 minutes. When we create that high point of the old experience, of that previous evidence of achievement, we lock it in with an associated trigger called the 3 fingers technique. It's put Silva method on the map. And we tell ourselves that we will have this feeling, we'll feel this way, believe this way, act this way, or think this way anytime in the future just by putting our 3 fingers together, and we actually program it in. And in the future, if ever you wanted to access that wonderful state of achievement, confidence, persuasion, whatever it may be, all we do is just put our 3 fingers together and our whole physiology changes. Our beliefs change, the way we feel, and command ourselves. So it sounds almost like magic. It's not magic, but it works like magic. The brain is very powerful. If you lock in a resourceful state of achievement and tell the mind, anytime in the future I want to feel, believe, behave, and act this way, all I do is whatever the trigger is, you actually create it. So for yourself, if you don't do the Silva method, just find old evidence and then visualize off the back of that. Okay, last one. Make better decisions and recognize opportunities. So decision making, as I've said, is a key skill. Recognizing opportunities is so important to know what's right for us. So it's about really tapping into our creativity and intuition. So my question is this. Monica kind of hinted on it earlier. When are we most creative?
When we're not thinking.
When we're not thinking.
When we're out of that thinking mind state, in a state of relaxation, like doing jigsaws or gardening, when the mind isn't driving what you're doing.
Yes. You said relaxed. When we are relaxed, that's why step number 1, managing stress and reducing stress, is so important to help train ourselves to be relaxed and remain calm, because the calmer we are, the more creative we can become. And now remember, creativity is the skill, is the part of the brain we use for problem solving. So you'll become better at problem solving if you have more creativity or innovative ideas, whatever it may be. And of course, intuition. Intuition has got to be the single most valuable skill ever to help us in our life. Now, can anybody guess what the answer is? This is Harvard research, and there are 2 things. This is the 2 most effective tools for the 21st century executives are. Any guess what these 2 things are?
Listening is one.
No, but keep going. Any guess is good. I just want guesses. Most people find them surprising when the answers come out. Any guesses? Faye, you want to guess?
What's the question again?
What are the 2 most effective tools for 21st century executives?
Meditation.
Meditation is one, very good. And the other one, do you remember?
Intuition.
Fantastic. This is very interesting. Harvard research, and since they published this, 2 more universities, one in Europe and one in the UK, came out with the same thing. To think that meditation and intuition are the 2 most important skills, for me, makes sense. Because meditation, daily practice, is what helps keep us calm. And we all said, when we're calm, we're most creative, we're most innovative, and we can access our intuition. And intuition is so valuable because it helps us make good decisions when we don't have all the facts. And if we can trust our intuition, boy, it will guide your life. Now, the challenge is we don't know if it's wishful thinking or fear or really accurate intuitive insight. How do we know if it's fear or intuition or wishful thinking? The reason it's challenging is because we lack points of reference. That just means more examples, more feedback, more experience with it. That's what points of reference means. So the best way to develop your intuition is just to develop many verifiable points of reference. Lots of evidence and lots of experience. In other words, practice, practice, practice. Now, in the Silva method, we do 2 full days on this. And on the 4th day, you spend 3 hours just playing these games and these interactions and things that we do where we have to sense things. And when you get all this feedback, you start to refine your intuition. When you sense it this way, you're right. When you sense it that way, you were not right. Slowly, through more and more repetition, you come to know yourself, because all our intuition are a little bit unique to us. Some people have more auditory, some people have more visual, some people have more feeling, like a kinesthetic feeling in their body. We all sense intuition our own way. But through practice, we refine it. Now, if you don't do the Silva method, this is my advice. Become aware of your intuition. It's that hunch, that gut feeling, just that knowing, and always trust it and act on it. If it leads you wrong, go back and work out why. It's probably fear or wishful thinking. And the more you do that, the more you'll refine your intuition. All right, guys, that's the end of tonight. Let's recap these 4 key skills. If you want to take notes, whatever it is, you can do it now. The first one, remaining calm and focused, even under pressure. Meditate daily. Use the cancel, and reframe. Try say better and better if you can, or whatever to reframe. Second one, get clear goals and achieve them. So what do I want reflection? Those 5 questions in a meditative state. Practice gratitude journaling. Surround yourself with people who can support you. Thirdly, overcoming limiting beliefs. Create a resourceful state of your true evidence that you've done it before, you can do it again, you were strong, doesn't matter what age, it doesn't matter what age, you could be 6, 10, doesn't matter. Relive it, and then off the back of it, visualize a future goal. And do it repeatedly, every day. There's a saying, what the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. That means repeated images on the subconscious mind. Then lastly, make better decisions and recognize opportunities. That's about developing your intuition and, of course, your creativity. So, my friends, was that helpful?
Absolutely.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Just want to say the next step is up to you. If you like this, which is just an hour and a half, imagine what you could do in 4 days when you actually do the meditations, you actually visualize your own goals, you reprogram your own subconscious mind towards your own results, and they stick. And you leave there with these simple tools, and they're really simple. You can program your life. So just to tell you basically what we do in the Silva method, we cover all of these things. How to sleep, never using drugs. Anytime, anywhere, any time zone, get on a plane, fly across the world, sleep. If you want to sleep, you want to wake up, whatever it is. How to manage pain and definitely improve health. We have a technique to stop headaches and migraines without the use of drugs. Learn how to increase our self-confidence, and yes, you can improve your self-confidence. Visualizing a certain technique to manifest your goals. Get into a practice of doing certain things every day which help you live in the flow. 2 days are spent on intuition. We have a technique on how to be more creative. There's another technique called the glass of water, how to make better decisions. We have a technique for life purpose. By the way, I'm so passionate about life purpose. Hold on. I've recently written a book called Living in the Flow, a guide to discovering your purpose and value in this world. Anyone who's listening, You're invited to my book launch on the 27th of April. It's a Saturday at 10 in the morning at my office in Concord. Please come. You're invited. Just have tea and coffee and something together, and I'll share a little bit out of the book. So life purpose for me is one of the most important techniques or exercises to do, because my opinion is it's got to be the one thing that you definitely find in your life is your purpose, and we all have one. Then how to feel just generally overall more self-empowered and inspired. So you just leave there more confident, more hopeful, you believe in yourself, you've got tools to sustain your growth and your development. So just to let you know, the next Silva Method course is next week, the 4th of April. It's 4 days, Thursday to Sunday. The course is $1,500, but the good news is there are 2 amazing benefits. The first one is once you've done the Silva Method, you can review it for free for the rest of your life anywhere in the world, unlimited. The second one is if you don't like it, we give your money back. We give a full conditional money back guarantee. The condition is you attend every day and you do every exercise. We also have a kids program for 8 to 12-year-olds. It's called Silva Kids. And the next one's coming up in the school holidays on Saturday and Sunday, Silva Kids. The only requirement is at least one parent needs to be a Silva graduate. We just want that because you support your child. We don't want, the child saying, Mom, Dad, if it's so good for you, then if it's so good for me, why don't you do it? Or if the child's saying, I'm going to go and do my 3 fingers technique, they say like, what? What are you talking about? So it's just to support. So my friends, that's it from me. I want to thank you so much for your time and attendance. If you have any comments or feedback, I'll stay online. Otherwise, I'll end on that quote, because this is honestly the greatest truth and takeout from the presentation is for yourselves. The greatest discovery you'll ever make is to learn the potential of your own mind, because it is unlimited.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Pleasure.